I love that music. You know, have you noticed that Wick has a signature theme? And I'm always like dancing in the background. I don't know about you, but dancing is a really good thing, especially now. This has been an awesome experience, but be sure to jump up and down because now we're going to have the pitch challenge, which is so fantastic. This is amazing. All right, so let me tell you what the rubric is and the criteria for these awesome finalists. Here's what happens. They each have 5 minutes to pitch to us their idea, and they're judged on these things. Originality. Does it solve a business need? Is it opening market opportunity, and will it have revenue stream from it? And how does it align to the UN Social Development 2030 goals? This is the rubric. And so we're going to be very impressed and excited. And so I think you should have your own score sheet on these so that you can keep score on who you think should win, because they're all amazing. I know that I saw them when they became finalists, so I can't wait to see this part. All right, so without further ado, I want to bring up Sonia Shorey, who's from Invest Ottawa. She's a VP in strategy and marketing and comms. She's got 20 years of leadership experience. It's significant contribution to multi-year proposals valued at more than 193 million from various streams of government. She is awesome. She's really fun and funny, and she's going to do some opening remarks. Here, hi, I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, Patty, how do you follow that introduction?
You can do it. All right, I'm going to jump off and then I'll come back on in a sec.
It is such an honor to be with everyone today. I am Sonia with Invest Ottawa, which is the lead economic development agency in Canada's capital. So super thrilled to be with everyone and joined today by my friend and colleague who you'll meet shortly, Megan Maltby, who is manager of our accelerator. We are just thrilled. We are really all about enabling and accelerating the success of founders just like you. And to be here for the Cloud Innovator Pitch Competition and have all of you give us the biggest run for our money that you can. I mean, we could be here all night really, because I know that you are all going to wow us, and we are all committed to your success, enabling and accelerating your success. I'm particularly excited because when I look at Invest Ottawa, we have a really big commitment to women founders. We've developed a strategy and an action plan and taken steps with our community, long way to go, of course, in terms of how we enable that growth. We are just about to have our own pitch competition called She Boot, where we look at providing women founders just like you the opportunity to pitch for capital from women angels in our community. So the alignment between our goals with WIC is just incredible. I know you're going to wow us. We are here to support you. You are all amazing, and we're ready to rock. So bring it on. We can't wait to support you in this competition.
All right. So thank you so much. All right. Now, here's what's going to happen is that we want to bring up the judges. But first, I think I want to just, I'm going to have them introduce themselves and talk about where they're from. And that would be awesome. So let's bring up Megan Maltby, Erica Bashaw, Adrienne Alterman. And these are, I didn't say her name right, Alterma. I think that's her name. Let me get that right. Adriana Alterman. I was right. Okay, good. Would you just please, starting with you, Megan, will you introduce yourself to everybody? Tell us where you're from, and then how excited you are to be a judge, because I know, and why you're qualified to do this. Just kidding. I added that part. That wasn't important.
That's okay. I don't mind explaining it. Hi, everyone. So I'm Megan Maltby. I work with Sonia, who you just heard speak at Invest Ottawa. I manage our accelerator program there, which is designed for growth stage tech startups across all sectors. We basically take them from early traction and grow them up to the 2 million ARR mark. I also manage our investor relations across all of the tech programs. And this is largely due to my prior background on the direct investment front with a early stage venture fund and an angel network before that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And you know, Sonia, she talked about that piece, what they have going, where she is at Innovate Ottawa. So this really is what it's about. We're bringing in people that are qualified to do the judging. I just can't wait. Okay, Erica, please introduce yourself if you would.
Absolutely. Hey, everyone, coming to you from not sunny Seattle, cloudy per usual. I'm from Microsoft's corporate business development team, and I lead our sustainability business development team globally. And so I'm really out in the world looking for startups really across the climate tech and sustainability space to find strategic partnerships and figure out how to help scale technology, scale markets. Ultimately, we've got a big challenge ahead of us for humanity, right? And every day counts. So out trying to figure out how to make the world a better place.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, Adriana, last but not least, our fourth judge.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Adriana. I'm the director of the Salesforce Ventures Impact Fund. So Salesforce Ventures is the VC arm of Salesforce. It's one of the biggest corporate venture capital funds in the world, and we do all B2B software investing. And I specifically invest in ed tech and sustainability tech and D&I and social sector tech, basically looking for B2B software that is going to have a positive social or environmental impact.
Fantastic. All right. So these are our judges, and the judges know the rubric, and they've got their score sheets back there. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up our finalists one at a time. They'll each have 5 minutes. There will be a timer up there. And then afterwards, they're going to take a little time to score. I'll chat with you when I realize that they're done their first round of scoring. Then I'll bring up our next finalist. Are you guys ready? Is everybody ready? Are you ready?
We are.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Camera off, mic off, judges. So I can bring up our first amazing finalist. Okay. Our first finalist in this pitch challenge with 5 minutes is Agnes Land from Kinderdrop. All right, Agnes, over to you.
All right. Everything working? All righty, you've made it, guys. Final event of today. Of the 2-day conference. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Agnes Lan. I'm the founder and CEO of Kinderdrop. So let me tell you a little bit about Kinderdrop and how we enable daycares to help their customers. Oh my God, how many of you guys are parents? Does this resonate with you? Life of a parent today is tough. I'm a parent of one hockey son, and man, I can tell you, it is not easy. Taking the kids to soccer practice, to putting food on the table, to, presenting my big presentation today, right? And trying to come up with simulating activity for the kids to do. Bye-bye 9 to 5 work days and hello flexible hours. But if you think about it, if that is the world we live in parenting, why are we still buying childcare service the way that our parents did back in the 80s? So, is there a better way? Our childcare system is broken. Yes, it is. And why is that? There's a lack of flexibility to address today's parenting needs, right? They're buying in monthly chunks. The cost of childcare or daycare operations on the rise. So every year, daycare is asking for more and more money from parents. The licensed childcare availability is at capacity. I guess if you guys are a parent, you guys understand, you guys have to be on a waiting list for months on end before someone would even take your kid in. And of course, the very rigid way of buying daycare by the month is now no longer addressing the need of today's parents. If you think about it, it is all about flexibility. If the provider and the traveler can use Airbnb, educators and students can use Udemy, I think it's only fair that daycare and parents can use Kinderdrop. Kinderdrop is a technology company. We're a disruptor to the traditional childcare industry and the way it is served. We provide a platform for licensed daycare to post their availability in real time and for parents to be able to come and grab these on the spot. So it is by the day, by the half day even. So it allows for flexibility for parents to run and do an errand or realize that they don't need to buy. We work with a lot of with first responders and or frontline workers, they don't work 9 to 5. They work, they're at their 9 to 5, 8 days out of 21 work days. Why are they paying for 21 work days? It just doesn't make sense. We want to provide flexibility to this ecosystem. Our solution is pretty simple. You go in there on the parenting side, look for availability by the daycare. You look for the daycare, the reviews, and then you book it and it's confirmed on the spot. The back end of it is the beauty. The parent, the daycare is able to upload their registration form and or administrative matter right on our platform. So they're able to, we have workflow that allows for parents to be ready when they actually come and drop the kids off. And of course, this is a revenue generator for childcare, so that it becomes a whole ecosystem where the parents don't have to be constantly paying increased daycare fee as well for the monthly subscribers. How we're unique in this system. If you look at the world of childcare services, I mean, aside from just the monthly ones, right? There are daycare directories. Sure, there's a listing, you have to call. There's daycare drop-off services. Yeah, but you use punch cards. And when you get there, if they're full, you're turned away. Of course, there's a real-time nanny booking system, but do you want to go online, book a nanny that you don't know, and then have someone come into your home that you don't know? It does resolve some issues, but what we're trying to address here with Kinderdrop is the ability for everybody to be able to have access to licensed daycare. We're even talking to licensed daycare about date nights, because that's what the parents want as well. Where there are systems like this out there, they are very regional, and the care work is it's for the privileged few that offer it through work. So we're trying to make it so that we can help the general public in this world. From a revenue model standpoint, we charge a one-time registration fee with platform fee, no different than most platforms. But from a number standpoint, 21,000 daycare in Canada, 250,000 daycare in the States, 7.5 absenteeism, even if it is a full capacity daycare, and when you look at it, there's about 22, 23, 24 million kids under 5, and 69% of those actually don't have a full-time childcare arrangement. So we are trying to address that market and provide more flexibility. Addressable market, $291 million per month. But is it all just about childcare and business? And childcare it's not a social issue, it's a business issue. If you look at what's happening or what happened through the pandemic, it would be very apparent. Nearly 20% of the working parent had to leave work or reduce their work due to childcare. 30% of the working parents have no form of backup childcare at all. 26% of the women who become unemployed.
Agnes, your time's up, so I have to stop you there. You were fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, see you guys later.
All right, cool. All right, so that's Agnes Ladd with Kinderdrop. Agnes Ladd with Kinderdrop. So that will give our judges just a moment to do some scoring. And, I love that concept, didn't you? That was it was interesting. I want to talk about a couple of things that I think, just because in between, just one, to be able to come up and do a pitch like that is really intense, don't you think? So I'm always in admiration of somebody being able to do that. The second thing is, I want to remind you of just our scoring categories so that you can be doing your own score sheet. Originality, does it solve a business need? Is it meeting a market opportunity? Does it have a revenue stream? And does it align with the UN social goals of 2030? So that's our criteria. So keep your score sheet going. And then I want to, I'm going to just tell you a couple of things. One, I have put the maps that we drew today of all the content. I put that into our hub. So go and look there and see some of those tips, and you might add and make some comments. But guess what? Okay, so I got the hook. So now we're ready to do our second one. Our next finalist is Ashwini Oak from Assets Lux. Please help me bring her up with a big round of applause. I can't wait. This is it. Ashwini Oak. I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Just camera on, click the button on your screen to come on in. Assets Lux. I can't wait for her pitch. How about you guys? All right, there you are. Okay, bye.
Hello, everyone. Good evening from Luxembourg. Necessity breeds innovation. While we size up the challenge in front of us to decarbonize the world and to meet the net zero challenge, there is certainly something that we can do in order to improve the infrastructure and the way engineering projects are delivered today. A recent Princeton study has indicated that US alone would need 2 400 megawatt solar power stations. And one of it is to the size of 130 Tokyo Olympic-sized stadiums. So can you imagine to reach that decarbonization engineering projects within 2050? And that is why I'm here to share my story of Assets Lux, a company that I started in 2017, October. Hello, everyone. My name is Ashwini Oak, and I'm the CEO, CTO of Assets Lux. Now, energy companies are always pressing upon time. To the plant owner, it is all about commissioning of the plant, while to the engineering contractor, it is always about maintaining his profit margins. And that is why there's always an importance of time to the oil and gas refinery, hydrocarbons, I should be saying renewable energy plants. And amidst all of this, we at Assets Lux are working on Integrated Design Suite, IDS. Integrated Design Suite platform is a multidisciplinary platform that performs simulations, high-performing computations, designs according to international standards, not for one, not for two, but for 3 interdisciplinary actions: process, piping, and structural, all seamlessly integrated. With the smart AI-based platform, it only automates 50% of the engineering calculations. And above all, our smart immersive 3D graphics gives a complete visualization to the plant owner. Assets Lux today is performing engineering projects for all the EPC companies using IDS. And until 23, we will execute the projects and convert the projects into subscription licenses with those customers. We've already, now this is, we strongly believe in the ADKAR principle, because performing engineering projects with entrenched monopolized softwares is a difficult thing to move into entirely a cloud technology. And so with this principle, we have initiated our collaboration with one of the finest universities in India in order to initiate the postgraduate diploma course in the EPC sector. So join hands with Assets Lux, encourage us so that we are able to reinvent the way engineering projects are delivered, and we can all meet the 2050 net carbon content zero challenge. Thank you.
Wow. Woo! Yes. All right, mic drop. Okay, good. Fantastic, everybody. I love that. Thank you so much, Ashwini Oki. Thank you so much. Now, all right, so I see I didn't, oh yeah, I spelled her name right. I was worried that I didn't spell her name right. Okay, so let's give them a second to judge and consider you two with your scorecard: originality of the idea, does it solve a business need, market opportunity, revenue stream, how does it align with the UN's development, social development goals for 2030? All of those things I want you to put on your score sheet. And in the meantime, I want you to think about this idea of flexibility, you know, how important it is for you to be flexible in this new world that we're living in, because we've had a lot of flexibility here. We moved to 3 different links. I know it seems like a little thing, but all the small ways that you create change in your world help you to be more flexible. And there's a really great book I've been reading called Flux by this woman. I'm not promoting her book. I just think she's awesome. She's got these 8 superpowers for how you can handle. This is the flux mindset, just for fun. You want to run slower, which you know what that means. We're in a marathon, not a sprint, right? See what's invisible, meaning that look behind the scenes. Those are the 2 things that stand out to me right now. I don't want to give them all away. I want to wait because we're almost to the next finalist. Here we are. Okay, ready? Our next finalist that we're going to hear from is Dee from Zenovate. Let's give her a big round of applause. Woo! Yes, let's do it.
Hello, I'm Dee, founder and CEO of Zenovate. Thank you for being here. I came to the US at the age of 14. Want to take a wild guess of what my American dream was? In fact, I came to the US because my mom told me there are free ice creams and candies in school. And that was my American dream. Reality was quite different. I did not speak English, worked for the minimum wage to support my family, and I wasn't even sure if I could make it to college one day. Luckily, I had people who believed in me. I later received my electrical engineering and computer science degree from MIT. What I took away from those formative years was how personal empowerment can spark human potential. At the age of 25, as a program manager at Microsoft and first-generation college graduate in my family to work in corporate America, I struggled with speaking up, setting boundaries, and assertive communication when leading a multidisciplinary product team. Although my mentors at Microsoft taught me what to say in challenging workplace scenarios, I struggled with embodying those formulaic how-to tactics. And luckily, professional coaching bridged the gap for me as I became aware of my limiting beliefs and learned how to claim my personal power and act with intention. So when my skip level manager noticed the difference I was making on the team and found out I was paying for coaching on my own, he offered to reimburse my fee. I experienced firsthand how individual transformation is critical to driving impact and unlocking innovation at work. In fact, my story is the story of many more. Only 25% of first-generation college graduates know how to land on a great job. For those who do, we did not grow up with the osmosis of family members talking about the unwritten rules of corporate America on the dinner table. For women of color, studies show that a majority of us are highly ambitious when we first started our career. Yet, at a later career stage, 75% of us no longer consider ourselves to be fitting for leadership roles. We wonder why there are not enough women at the executive level. We've actually lost ground even at the first setup to manager role. Women only held 38% of manager positions, while men held 62%. And most of you already know about this story. So for my struggle in Microsoft, the solutions were one-on-one professional coaching. Yet coaching, costing a few $100s per hour, is a luxury traditionally reserved for senior level managers. If coaching worked for me and brought value to my team, then why isn't coaching available for more early career professionals? And that's because coaching is still stuck in the analog age. The high touch of one-on-one human coaching is hard to scale. What if we can digitize coaching, apply AI and adaptive learning to it, and allow many more people to access 80% of the value at 1/10 of the cost? Companies today are already spending as much as $1 million just to bring in 10 diverse hires. And yet, 50% of women of color are looking to quit their job in the next 2 years. Imagine what will be possible if diverse talents can access professional coaching experience when they start joining the companies. And that's why we built Zenovate, a platform to help organizations scale professional career, leadership, and life coaching for all levels of the workforce. We integrate behavioral science and technology to codify professional coaching intelligence. And we already have validation from leading academic institutions. For example, When using our platform to manage imposter syndrome, an MIT PhD student reflected, as a result of learning about my perfectionism, I decided to show my plan to my advisor before I make it perfect, because I'm supposed to be learning, and if I get feedback earlier, I'll be able to learn faster. Now, this kind of aha moment is the kind of user success we're creating on the platform. When the user deepens their self-awareness, sets the intention in the moment, and therefore shifts their behaviors. And when we can reinforce enough moments like this continuously, we help people build empowering habits. We've also helped an international organization using our platform to support their organizational effectiveness. Since launching our latest app this spring, we've helped our users reach 2,500 aha moments in counting. As I speak now, our platform is helping Johns Hopkins and UIUC advance the professional development of their PhDs and postdocs in computation and math, helping them transition from being the stars in academia and becoming the stars in industry. We believe the workplace is the center of growth in the journey of life learning. Our next step is to bring this already validated approach to the corporate world. We need advisors and partners in corporate to make it happen. And we would love for those people to be you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Women in Cloud, for this opportunity. I will put my contact info in the chat, and I look forward to connecting with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. Oh, I love that, because I think that that is a real need that a lot of people have. So that is going to be great. Remember the judging criteria: originality, solving a business need, market opportunity, revenue stream, and alignment with the UN Social Development Goals for 2030. Excellent. I know you've been wondering now about those change things in this rubric that I've been working on, this flux mindset. So I talked about run slower and see what's invisible. The third is get lost. Not get lost, like get out of here, but get lost. Let yourself, if you think about it, get lost in your thoughts, get lost in the idea, get lost in the story. Really, as you're listening to these things, don't you feel yourself getting lost? Like, wow, I can imagine that. I can. And then fourth is something we talked about all day, which is starting with trust. And how do you build trust in a trusting relationship? That's number 4. And then number 5 is know you're enough. Not know you're enough, you are enough, but know you're enough. Because if you look at how we are in the world, we sometimes try to cram in, you know, more and more things. We don't say no. And there was a lot of discussion around that from some of the tips that were given in the leadership session about knowing that you can say no to things and that there's a certain kind of humility in that. And so I love this. Aren't these great tips? And that's I only got you up to 5. I've still got a few more. And so, but I've got to wait because I don't want to give them all away. All right. Number 4 finalist, Elena Shapkova, in space. Let's give a big round of applause for Elena Shapkova. Let's do this.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Let me share my screen and I will start. Right. I hope you can see it. So we help companies transform their existing office spaces into hybrid ones. At the same time, they can save up to 50% on rent and improve collaboration by 65%. So it's an enterprise SaaS platform that it includes our app. It's also a full service and our devices that look like this. Even before the pandemic, at least 20% of all office spaces were underutilized, and then pandemic happened and most of the companies went remote. After the pandemic, at least 74% of companies are looking to switch to a hybrid style of work. Offices are going to become hubs for you to collaborate rather than a place where you just work from 9 to 5. We are after a $45 billion market. Our market grew 300% in just 1 month of April 2020 when pandemic hit. There are several competitors on this market, but we are the only ones that is focused on UX and also focused on employee experience. It's really important for us to improve quality of life. We are also looking to improve gender equality, just generally good health and well-being of employees. At the same time, companies can reduce their carbon footprint that will, help them to fight climate change. Our competitors are built as traditional companies with a really strong focus on hardware, and we are essentially a hardware-free company. Our devices, they don't have any batteries, any wires. We can ship them worldwide in a flat package, and at the same time, it helps our customers to make any space bookable, any desk, any meeting room, any parking spot, formal or informal meeting room. On our app, employees can see which spaces are being busy, and also they can book any space they want. They can find colleagues within a space really easily. They can use it as an internal navigation if you have a huge campus like Microsoft has. It's really easy to book any desk just by simply tapping your smartphone onto the device in order to book it, or you can book it in advance. Based on all these bookings, companies gain a lot of data. And we present it to them in a form of dashboards and also in a form of a thermal map. So companies can make smart decisions about their spaces. They can, for example, figure out if they need 2 large meeting rooms, or maybe if they need like 20 small ones for Zoom calls. We also help companies return their employees back to the office safely. We have social distancing tools and also contact tracing. We usually sell to large enterprise customers. We work with top 5 banks, FMCG companies, pharma, retail. We work with some co-working spaces and some startups. We also have a really wide network of our partners. We work with all top 4 real estate companies, Johnson & LaSalle, Colliers, CBRE, and Cushman & Wakefield. We work with Ernst & Young, very well-known architects and furniture manufacturers. We are a team of 25 people right now. I've been working in this industry for the past 15 years. I founded a company, I founded InSpace 2.5 years ago. I founded another company 8.5 years ago and grew to 100 plus employees. I've completed 600 projects worldwide, and Ernst & Young named me Business Woman of the Year in 2019. We crossed 1 million in revenue, and we are looking to get to approximately 2.4 to 3.6 by the end of this year. We are also finalizing our seed round next week. What do we plan next? We plan to become an indispensable solution for majority of US companies. As I mentioned before, 74% of all companies in states are switching to hybrid style work, but we also have projects from staff. And thanks for inviting me here. I'm so excited. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that innovative idea. I love it. That's a great solution. Wow, that was so cool, wasn't it? All right. I love these hearing, and they're so different, don't you think? Remember the criteria: originality, solving a business need, repeat with me, market opportunity, revenue stream, and does it align with the UN social goals? All right, back to Flux and how you're going to deal with change while we wait for the judges to deliberate there about that and score. Okay, so the last one was know you're enough, meaning that know to say no and maybe not buy so many things. This is important, right? Cut down our use. And then the next one is create your portfolio career, which is about understanding that we don't live in the world that we did when my parents grew up, right? So your portfolio career, whether you stay in the same company or not, you want to get moved around into as many different positions as possible. And if you work at Microsoft, you know that's a big thing. IBM, all of them, they like to move you around so you get some really great and vast experience. And the next one is be all the more human. So essential to be human, don't you think? Being human in every single interaction. It's unbelievable. All right, here we go. Our next finalist is coming up. Our last one, Terry McMillan, Terry McMiller from Plan Heal. Give her a big round of applause.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Women in Cloud, audience members, and the United Nations. I'm Tammy McMiller, and I am the CEO of Plan Heal. Plan Heal is here to address a problem that we can all identify with, and that is access to quality health. We align with the SDG goals of the United Nations by numbers 3, 5, and 10. Good health and well-being, reduced inequalities, and access to quality health. There are a couple things that I'd like to speak with you about before I introduce you to our product, which is the Smart Health Assessment. The problem that we're addressing with the Smart Health Assessment is one doctor has to care for 2,000 patients on average, and they only spend about 15 minutes with that patient one time a year during an annual visit. Think about this. Think about your individual health. It's very nuanced and in some cases very complex. And 15 minutes a year with a doctor that has another 1,999 patients just isn't going to cut it. How do I know it's not going to cut it? It's because of the high rates of undiagnosed diseases, misdiagnosed diseases, and late stage detection of diseases. All of this is wreaking havoc on the quality of all of our lives across the globe. And our Plan Heal Smart Health Assessment is here to address this problem. So what is the Smart Health Assessment? It's an app for the consumer facing, but behind the scenes, it's a very intelligent engine built with artificial intelligence to help you create a very unique profile for yourself. All of us are here today, and we may be in the same gender, age group, or ethnicity. However, each of our backgrounds in health is very unique. And that's what we're capturing, the uniqueness of your health, using more than 1,000 biomarkers to help track and monitor your health, to help you present your best view of health with your doctor. So what are we doing with this product? We're targeting two demographics. One is healthcare organizations, and the other target is large employers. For health organizations, which comprise of health minute clinics, as well as insurers and health systems, we're helping them to scale their remote patient monitoring. Our software can be used with any remote patient monitoring program that healthcare organizations use. And what will this do for those organizations? It increases their access to patients domestically and around the globe. And it also increases their capability of introducing more services that are reimbursable. And lastly, but most importantly, it increases better health outcomes because now the practitioner has a better understanding of your unique health. For large employers, we're providing a software for your health and wellness program that's going to help you to have a bigger impact in your health allocation spend, and also inform your employees so they're better patients, thus resulting in better health outcomes because you have employees that are better advocates for their health. This is going to revolutionize the healthcare industry, but we see it more as an evolution that we can all partake in, that everyone gets an opportunity to have access to quality health, no matter what race, age, socioeconomic scale, gender, sexual orientation. Everyone deserves access to quality health, and our product can do that. So how can you join us in this health evolution? We're seeking advisors to help us identify targets that we can introduce our pilot to. I wish each of you the best of health, and I hope to meet some of you soon. Take care.
Oh my gosh, Tammy, that was so great. We can't wait to meet you too. That's fantastic. All right. Okay, so our judges need to score this very last finalist. Remember, originality, solve a business need, market opportunity, revenue stream, and UN social development goals for 2030. So in just a moment, I'm going to invite them up. But the last thing that you wanted to know about Flux, of course, was let go of the future, meaning be in the present moment now, because what we're going to find is judges are going to ask some more questions of our finalists so they can come to a final determination of our winner. Are you ready? So I'd love to have the judges come back on stage so that we can really get a chance to hear some of your questions. All right, so when you're ready, judges, just if you would turn your camera on, your mic on, you'll come back up, and then we can just bring a finalist up one at a time for you to ask some questions. There you are. Hi, how's it going with the judging? Going good? Okay, fantastic. All right. So what we want to do is to bring up the finalists one at a time. I don't have all my judges. I'm still waiting for, there's my, there you are. Okay, thank you so much, Sonia. All right, so let's bring up, if we could, Agnes Ladd from Kinderdrop. And Agnes, if you would turn your mic on, your camera on, come on stage with us, and we'll be able to, they'll ask you some questions.
Hi, everyone.
I'm happy to jump in. Oh, go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, hey Agnes, I was just going to ask, what market are you currently in now, and then where are you looking to expand?
Yeah, so we're launching in Toronto. We're out of Toronto, so we're launching in Toronto, and we're hoping to, right after that, actually, we also have a military track. We're hoping to help the military family. So there's 8 military bases in Ontario, so we're going to address those next. And then after those are completed from a launch standpoint, then we'll move to the States. So we've been talking to the council, obviously through WIC, I've been talking to the council out in Seattle as well. So we've been looking at the West Coast, and also concurrent to the military track. Well, once that is proven to be helpful for military family, then we will talk to the military families and military bases in the States as well. So we're running our expansion plan in 2 different tracks.
That's great, thanks.
Agnes.
Sorry. We need to come up with an order, guys. Agnes, can you tell us about what customer discovery you've undertaken, particularly around the 25% transaction fee?
Sure. So right now we have Megan, one more time in terms of the transaction fee?
Yeah, so have you talked to potential customers and gauged their reception to that fee?
Yes. So our customers daycares, right? So we're actually not getting much pushback on the daycare side in terms of the transaction fee at all, because when they're looking at their business model, this is technically gravy for them. So they just want to have a platform. And if you look at the market needs of the daycare, they're not very sophisticated from a tech standpoint. So they're actually looking for our help, and they realize that they can't do this on their own. So I wouldn't say that they're questioning, they're accepting. So we didn't get any pushback at all on the fee so far.
Agnes, how do you think about monetizing enterprise versus SMB providers, because they're being served very differently in the market today?
In terms of right now, the daycare that signed up so far are daycares with less than 3 locations. We want to make sure that we have a solid workflow with those daycare first before we go to the Kids and Co's and the bigger daycares with multiple locations. So we're slowly working out our workflow that way, but we also want to make sure.
That's our time. That's our time for questions. Thank you so much. You can always watch at the top of the screen too. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Bye, Agnes. All right. So Ashwini Oak, Assets Lux, let's bring you up. And if you have any questions for her, and we can go in this order if you want. Sonia, why don't you go first, and then Adriana, and then Megan, and then Erica, since we went the other way before.
Great presentation, Ashwini. I would love to hear a little bit more about your future revenue projections when you look forward. Clearly, you've got a very good understanding of your space. Can you talk to us a bit more about your revenue projections and how you're going to achieve them?
Great question. So right now, what we are doing is we are executing the projects so that the customers, which are typically the engineering, procurement, EPC companies, tend to believe in the whole cloud solution. And that's what our revenue projection is, which has already started. We do feed projects and detailed projects. And in 22, we will be converting into subscription licenses, hopefully that they will see the value proposition, which they are already starting to accept it. And it's a tough one.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Ashwini, I'm curious, with platforms like yours that can be used in a lot of different ways, early companies can often get distracted by trying to implement it in too many different use cases. So I'm curious what types of use cases you're focusing on to begin with when you go to market.
Sorry, there was a cutoff because of the network. Oh, I lost the time. Sorry.
What use cases are you focusing on to begin with?
Well, we are focusing on the EPC companies. Is that the question? Yeah.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
I'm sorry, that was just a
no
bad
problem. I
receipt.
think there's a delay.
Okay.
Now it's about 10 seconds.
Ashwini, just I think I know, but what geography are you guys mainly starting in now, and then where do you want to expand to?
Yes. Our market is Germany right now, primarily India and Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
All
you
right.
very
Excellent
much.
job, judges, for getting those questions in. All right, Ashwini, we'll see you later. Let's bring up DJ from Zenovate. Come on up and let's answer some questions. Let's start with Erica. Actually, let's start with Megan, then Erica.
Sure. Hi, good job on your pitch. Can you tell us who it is that you actually sell to? Is it the employer?
Yeah, so we used to sell to research institutions, higher ed, for the PhD postdoc who wanted to go into industry. So helping them making that transition and getting started in industry. But in recent months, we see there's really a great opportunity for us to impact corporate. And with the lifelong learning, really there's more blurred boundary between higher ed and corporate. So we believe workplace is a great place for people to practice their learning for this kind of experiential personal development thing. So we would love to bring it to corporate, and that's what we are looking to transition now.
My question is somewhat related. It's about the business model. So how do you guys charge? Do you charge per session, per hour? If you move into corporate, how would that change?
Great question. In fact, most of our coaching experience is actually automated. So it's highly scalable that way. And we're escalating, our system is detecting the more sophisticated cases to escalate for human touch. So in that way, we're scaling coaching. And we are charging per person by year, or by, if people want to do pilots, or by month as well. So subscription cost. And then we layer on top of whatever the human service cost that may be required for that 20% of a high touch sophisticated case.
Got it, thanks.
Dee, how are you, as you enter corporates, how are you going to differentiate from big companies like BetterUp and other coaching platforms that are already inside of corporates today?
That is a great question. Companies like BetterUp has done a great job in terms of proving the value, the impact of coaching, like human coaching. But I believe with human coaching, the cost still comes at some dollars, at least $100 to $200, even at volume sale price. And what we do is we're scaling that. Companies can today only afford.
Our time is up. Our time is up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the questions. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, let's hear from our next finalist. Some questions for Elena Bella Shapkova in space.
Hello again.
Elena, great presentation. Clearly you're working in what is an increasingly crowded space. What would you say is your greatest differentiator, and how is it going to help you make money?
That's a great question. It is a crowded space. 3 years ago, I had to explain to my customers what hybrid workspace even is, what flexible space is. And now all of them are coming, to companies like ours, and they're like, okay, we already know that we need a solution like yours. We need a toolkit. We need a software to manage the space. What can you bring to the table? So we are the only company out of all of them that is focused on employee experience rather than just tenant experience, space management, space utilization. So what we are offering is a whole platform that allows you not to just book desk or meet room, but so much more. It helps you with all the processes within a company. You can do so many things. You can, let's say your laptop, is broken. You can even request like a new one through our system. So there are also a lot of social features that we have, and other companies, they just don't have it. Maybe they don't have it at the moment, but we are definitely the first one to focus on that.
Great, thank you.
And another, I just wanted to add that another thing that kind of differentiated us in the first 2.5 years, that our devices, they don't have any wires or batteries. They look like a sticker, and we can put them on any surface whatsoever. And all of our competitors' hardware, it takes them really, 4 months to produce and ship from China to here. In our case, all of our devices, they ship them in a flat package. It looks like this. That's why we are able to cover, let's say, more grounds than our competitors.
Is that hardware part of your business model? Is that like a SKU that you guys offer that's a unique differentiator?
So unfortunately, you need to have some sort of a device in the space. Our devices are based on NFC technology, and we have a patent for this, which means that they don't have
time's up.
But you need to have them in order for you to check in, because if you're not going to have them, people
okay, all right. So now we have to.
Thanks.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. That's the bad part of my job. Okay, and I hate that hook thing. Can you imagine? Oh my God. All right. So our fifth finalist, Tammy McMiller, Plan Heal. Let's go. Come on up, Tammy.
I'm here. Thanks, Patty. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. Tammy, can you tell us a little bit more about what the software actually does and who the buyer is?
Yes, so the buyer would be large employers and health organizations. Today, because of COVID and the new way of moving into healthcare, organizations are seeking ways to scale their services, and remote patient monitoring is the way to go. And this is something that's not going to go away. The problem is that they have very basic software that does very basic things around assessing your health. What Plan Heal is doing is that we have a very personalized way that we track your health. And this goes into your lifestyle factors. This goes into your age, ethnicity, and other very personalized measures that we take to learn more about your health, so you get a complete picture of your health, more than just how much you run, how much water you drink, and how much you sleep, which is kind of the baseline for what's out there today. But guess what? More than that's happening with our health. No matter how much you sleep, how much water you drink, or how many miles you run, that has nothing to do with being identified with late-stage breast cancer, late-stage cervical cancer. There are other biomarkers that need to be tracked in order to keep a task on that, so that you, the patient, have a better opportunity to come with better health outcomes. So you simply use an app, and that app takes data from you. That data is analyzed, and a comprehensive report is given to your doctor in order to allow you and your doctor to have a good conversation about your health, as opposed to the superficial things that happens during the 15 minutes of conversation during your annual checkup.
Does the doctor, is the doctor then able to check on me as the patient using this app, so it gives them some sense of oversight? Or okay,
absolutely, it's continuous 24 hours, whereas today data is very old. This is continuous data 24/7.
Okay, and that's all for our time. Thank you so much, Tammy McMiller.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, Plan Heal. That was awesome. Okay, I love that. Now what happens, everybody, is that the judges and all of us, we have a 10-minute break while they finish their deliberations. So that means all the rest of us are going to go out there and network with people. We can even meet the finalists out there. So go find your favorite finalists and ask them some questions too, so you can complete your scorecard. I can't wait to see you out there on the floor. Thank you so much, judges. You were awesome. Fantastic.